Hey everyone, Catch 'em All Collectibles here with another purchase video. So back in December, I believe it was, I bought a light art set of base set first edition booster packs from Pokemon Radar. I showed those in a video when I bought them and sent them off for grading. I also showed them upon return. So the Charizard graded a 10, the Venusaur and Blastoise both graded a 9. In that video, I did a little bit of a discussion on basically I don't understand what they grade when they grade packs. So I'm not going to go too much over the condition on these. They all kind of have those indents on them from like the pack above would be setting on this pack for 20 something years, where this part of the wrapper kind of leaves an impression on the one below it. So all 6 of these seem to have that. I've had cards with that or packs with that get PSA 10s. In my opinion, all 6 of these packs could be anywhere between a PSA 8 and a PSA 10. None of the grades would surprise me. So yeah, I've had that conversation in past videos, but what I wanted to do with this video was just, I guess, talk about the purchase, why I bought them. As I mentioned, I forget if I mentioned it in this video, but I mentioned it before, $10,000 for the light art set from Pokemon Radar. These 2 light art sets were also bought for $10,000 each. These were bought from ENA Collectibles on Instagram. If I shout out someone by name, I always ask for their permission to do that. Some people want to be shouted out, some people don't want to be. But yeah, ENA Collectibles on Instagram, really smooth transaction. I've heard good things about them, so I was fine trusting them. I paid them crypto. I've had conversations in the past about crypto transactions. Super smooth, a lot easier than bank wires, but you do have to fully have trust within the people you're buying from. And don't take this as, I trusted them with $20,000. I sent it to them. I would have had no recourse essentially, had they not sent the items to me, but I had no concerns over that. That doesn't mean you should go and blindly trust anyone who wants a crypto payment. That doesn't mean even if you're going to trust someone I trust, you should be familiar with who they are and be comfortable with the amount of money that you're putting at risk if you were to do that. So again, I'm shouting them out as I trusted them and it went perfectly fine, but that doesn't just become like a blanket thing to trust everybody all the time. Disclaimer there. But I think when people talk crypto, there's a lot of interest in it. There's a lot of different ways you can transfer and move money. Nice thing about crypto, I sent USD coin. USDC is kind of like not really a ticker, like a stock ticker, but that's the acronym for USD coin if you were to search it up on Coinbase or something. As a test, just because I was a little concerned if somebody copy and paste their wallet address wrong, I don't want to send $20,000 and have it disappear into the ethos. So I sent $10 as a test transaction just to confirm that I had their wallet address properly. It cost me $6 to send 10, which was interesting. But so I spent $16 to send the 10. $6 to send the 10. So I sent 16 total, and they received 10, verified that they received it, and then I went ahead and sent the whole 20. And it cost me $4 to send the 20,000. So the fee on USD coin at least is more of a flat fee. It's not like a percentage based like PayPal. It's a flat but variable fee based on like the network congestion, as far as I understand it, because every transaction needs to be verified by the blockchain. If a lot of transactions are going through at once, you kind of need to pay more to get it through. That's the way that I understand it. So yeah, I just figured it might be of interest to talk out the process for that. Another little bit of a discussion I wanted to have on these, because I bought these all as light, and on the off chance that one of these was going to somehow become heavy, the person that I bought it from, they've middleman like box breaks of unknown authenticity. So what they've done is like they've cracked the boxes, they've weighed out packs, whether they've opened a pack or not, to verify. But so the origin of these, I believe, are like from box breaks, weighed, known to be light. But I wanted to turn this into a bit of a conversation on the fact that light and heavy heavy and light isn't so black and white, I guess, to give it a little catchy phrase there. And in my research, in my preparation for this video, I actually did come across a video from Rusty. And he made a video very similar to this. He actually called it heavy versus light, not so black and white. So I don't know whether Rusty coined that, but shout out to TCA Gaming, who I'm sure everyone knows. He made a video a year ago. It's saying heavy versus light, not so black and white. And I'm going to kind of talk you through my own experiences with heavy versus light not being black and white. So just to start weighing these, generally speaking, very generally speaking, I think people tend to treat 21 as heavy, sub 21 as light, but it's not so simple, and we'll see that. Hopefully you can make this out from the screen. Yeah, I can see it here, so you should be able to see it there, hopefully. 20.46 grams for Venusaur, so that pretty much, we're happy with that being light. 20.48 for Venusaur, so we're happy with that being light. We've got 20.56 for Charizard. That's light. 20.75 for Charizard. So that is quite a bit heavier. That's 0.2 to 0.3 grams heavier than the other packs. We've got another 20.72. It's in that same vicinity as that Charizard. Decent bit heavier than the others. And then we've got a 20.83 Blastoise. So the 20.83 is a full, I guess not a full, but very, very close, 0.37. 0.37 grams heavier than my lightest pack here. And so relatively speaking, relative to the Venusaur, it's heavy. But I'm a bit of a gambling man at times. I flew to Vegas. I flew across the country to go open a base set first edition pack, and it just so happened to be heavy, and I pulled a holo card. But I'm not going to gamble and open this one. I'm quite confident that my source weighed these out relative to the packs in the box it came from, or relative to the lot, whether they came from a blister case or whatever it may have been. I'm quite confident, to the extent that I'm not going to risk opening this pack and ending up with just 11 non-holo cards. And then just for my own data that I can bring into it too, last year on my YouTube channel, I opened 3 first edition WotC booster boxes, and those were Jungle, Fossil, and Rocket. My Fossil box, the heavy packs were all 21.2 grams and up, and the light packs were all 20.9 grams and under. So there was about a 0.3 gram difference between the heavies and the lights. Interestingly, kind of right in line with what the Blastoise and Venusaur difference is. So that would lead you to say that's the difference in the weight between a holo rare and a non-holo rare. Crack that open, it's going to be a holo hit. But this is where it gets a bit further complicated. My Rocket box, I had 21.1 plus for the heavies, 20.5 and under for the lights, and then I had several packs in the 20.7 range. I didn't have just 12 clean heavy packs that were distinctly 0.3 grams or more heavier than the 24 light packs. So there were several packs in the mid range around 20.7 that could have been either. So given that, maybe that's the situation this Blastoise is. Maybe this Blastoise came from a box where it was kind of one of those middle packs. I'll probably never know. I'll probably never be the one to crack it. But the final one that I want to cover, and that was my Rocket box. The first one was my Fossil box. My Jungle box, which you can actually find on my channel if you search out just first edition Jungle box break. I posted it back in June of 2021. It's only got a few hundred views. I'm still a very small channel, but I was substantially smaller then. In that box, my light packs were 20.5, in the 20.5, so like under 20.6, and my heavy packs were all between 20.8 and 20.9. So yeah, in that box, the packs were really, really light, and the heavies were for what some boxes might be considered. They were so the heavies in my jungle box were the same weight roughly as the lights in my fossil box. And then the same thing can go the other way too. Like I've seen boxes where the heavies are 21.4 plus and the lights are 21. So looking at just one singular piece of information about a pack, looking at just one pack's weight, you can't really tell. I gotta let it zero. You can't really tell whether a pack is light or heavy. You need the context of what the other weights were in the box. And this is an $8 scale. I've mentioned this before too. It weighed 20.83 before. Now it's weighing 20.81. There's a little bit of variance in these super cheap pocket scales that aren't like legal for trade and calibrated. But yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm a bit of a gambler, but I'm not gambler enough to buy a light pack advertised and sold as light, and then just seeing that it's 20.8 grams. I'm not that much of a gambler to go ahead and open that. I'm going to take the word of the seller, and all 6 of these packs are just going to go for grading, as I mentioned. Just to discuss more on the business side, I did buy that art set from John, Pokemon Radar, in December. And I still have one of those 3 packs. I still have the Venusaur art PSA 9. But I was able to sell the Charizard on January 21st, so like 2 weeks ago, for $7,500. And then I sold the Blastoise for $4,700 about a week prior to that. So gross sales of those 2 packs out of my 3, I got $12,200 gross, minus my grading fees, minus eBay fees. I'm at about $10,000 back from that light art set that I bought for $10,000. And I still have a base set first edition PSA 9 Blastoise kind of as my profit from the lot. I'm hoping to do the same exact thing with these. I really like the new graded card cases. I've mentioned that in previous videos as well. I really hate the old cases, the folded over. I'm glad they're not doing that anymore. So I've really been buying up a lot of light base set first packs because I really like the product. I really like the display. Even though grading in general, I'm a bit pessimistic on, and I'm just not as much of a fan of it as the market as a whole. But for that very reason, for the reason that the market values it, that's why I have to grade. As a business, I have to grade with PSA because the market says it loud and clear. They buy that PSA 10 label. I mean, that Charizard pack sold for $7,500 in a 10, and I mentioned it in the video where I got it back. It looked to be the worst of the 3 packs from that lot. It was the best art. It was the best art, and that it was Charizard. But it had a little issue on the back. I mean, you could go back and you could look at the video. These ones, though, I mentioned I'm not going to get too in depth, but they passed my kind of authenticity checks. The ends don't feel like they were super glued. Nothing feels of concern. They came from ENA Collectibles, who's a trusted, known seller. So yeah, I'm in no way any concerns with authenticity or anything like that due to the source and due to my quick checks. But yeah, I'll be interested to see how the grades come back. Overall, I mean, the packs that came from John from Pokemon Radar were also box fresh. Like this one has this little thing going on here. Will that get a 10? Will it not be able to get a 10 because of that? I don't really know, but I'll definitely do a video when they come back. I probably won't go on for so long, or maybe I will have something else I'm ranting about or talking about. Like this one's got a little issue right there. So when those come back, I'm going to submit these at the $100 per pack tier. Last time when I did that, I did get upcharged solely on the Charizard pack. I didn't get upcharged on the 2 PSA 9. So we'll see if they're consistent with their upcharges or not. I don't think pack prices have really substantially moved in the past month. They're wide ranging as they've always been. So yeah, that's a pretty decent sized buy that I just wanted to show. I think it generated some interesting discussion. If anyone is a real gambler, and because it's zero point 0.4 grams heavier, and that can be the difference between a heavy and a light. As I mentioned, I did have a jungle box where the heavies were 20.8 grams. So if you want to pay me some massive premium on that potentially being heavy, let me know. But by the time you see this, these will probably already be at PSA. It will be interesting to see when I get them back if I can tell the difference between like, I don't know how consistent the weight is on those PSA pack cases. But yeah, one of my Blastoises is 20.72. The other is 20.83. So will I still be able to see that 0.11 gram difference between the two? I will be able to weigh my Blastoise packs against my Venusaur packs, knowing that these are both light, these are both heavier. So few interesting things to look out for. And yeah, that's it for today's video. I did mention I was going to do kind of a recap video this week on some of the large lots that I purchased. I'm going to push that to Monday just because I slacking, procrastinating getting those sheets together. I had that Patreon presentation this past Sunday, so feel free to check out the link below if you want to see some deep dive analysis on different things every month in our Patreon. It's always at the bottom of my videos. But yeah, that's it. I will catch you all later.